another video that I want to make about the Tesla lineup of the cars, and I truly believe that Model S and Model X should be cancelled from the lineup because I don't see any purpose for those cars anymore. They look nice, they look good, but this is pretty much a sedan hatchback. And when I check the dimension, let's go really quickly, I think it's way too big for their own good. An electric car should be more likely like a Model 3 or a Model Y dimension, not that small so you can actually struggle with it, but small enough so that can be light enough and efficient. And Model S obviously was pretty much, I think, the second car in the history of company before the Roadster, but the Roadster was a much more expensive car. It was specially designed pretty much to make the company relevant, and they definitely do that. Now with the new Roadster coming, hopefully in the next 5 years, we're gonna see a comeback to the two-doors coupes from the Tesla. But from the Model S, I don't think they should continue this model. I don't see any point of that because pretty much people don't like to buy sedans, they buy SUVs, and those who buy the Model 3, they like it because the low dashboard and much cheaper and also a bit more efficient, I think. Especially if it's not now, definitely much better can be in the future than a heavy big car. So Model S should be cancelled from the lineup. Also the Model X, the same. They look nice. I think it was the third model after Model S, but it is, I never understand this car. It's an SUV, it's a family car, it's replace the minivan or something like that. I don't see the point of those cars. The thing that I like about them, they pretty much standardize the powertrain for those two models and the battery. That's another thing that I want to see it in the next generation of the cars from the Tesla. Now the car that should remain in the lineup is just pretty much two cars. The Model Y, which is the new model. This one is the older model. They didn't update the data for the new one, but you're gonna look for the old model right now, and the Model 3, which they came with a new model. The problem with those two cars, especially with the Model 3, you're gonna talk more because it's the new one, the new model, the facelift one. What I don't like it is too much option for the power and the battery. I truly believe should be just one option, and they should stick with that because I think you have less manufacturing difficulties when you do one model, and probably is gonna decrease the price. So I don't see the point. And also when it's time to repair one of those, it's much better to find just every car was built pretty much the same, to find replacement parts, especially in the, let's say, in the motor electric engine area and some batteries. You don't have to look for which one is which, which model, which year and stuff like that. Now the way I would like to see the next generation of Model 3 and Model Y, the dimension of the car, I really like them from both of them. I think it's pretty much almost perfect. Here with the width, including the mirrors, I would like to see under 2 meters, just a bit under 2 meters. That's gonna make the car much smaller than actually it is. The height of the car is pretty much fine. The wheelbase is pretty much orientated a bit from the comfort side, not from the sport side. And the weight, I would like to see it again dropping a bit for let's go with the 1.5 ton, not 1.8, 1.9. And also the battery, I would like to see one single battery for every single one of them, and that is going to be like 100 kilowatts hour of battery. That should be the standard. You should not have more batteries, or make it more difficult to pretty much manufacture and then order it. Now one single battery from the Model 3 and Model Y, and with one single engine, one single type of engine. Both of the models should have, in the Model Y and Model 3, all-wheel drive, and the powertrain for those cars, it should be pretty much something not that fast. I think the 2.9 seconds, I know it's nice and fast, but I don't see the point having the 2.9 seconds cheap electric car, because right now I think the Model 3, especially probably in the past, I don't know exactly, it's around $35,000. If you can buy, let's say, the basic price, the basic model, which is going to be, like I said, just one engine and one battery, so they're going to be a standard, you can buy from $25,000. I think that would be a much better marketing decision. And with the 0 to 60 again time, I find anything, look at this, 3 seconds, that's more than enough. And it came from pretty much the third most powerful engine, I think. Let's go with something like this one, with a long range, with 4.4 seconds. Okay, 064.2. If you can make a car with 100 kilowatts battery and make it at 500 horsepower and drop the weight somehow at 1.5 tons, and you give me a 0 to 60, 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.8 seconds, under 4 seconds, that will be more than enough for anything you want on the road car. So you can fix that problem immediately. That's what I want to say. I don't like when I see that many options. I think it's pointless. I think it makes the car more expensive from the manufacturer point. I don't see the point of that. Make a car with one battery pack, with one type of engine motor, and also don't make that mistake that I think the French started, but the German continued with options. A car should not have options. The only option you have to choose is would be wheels, the color of the car, the interior color, and pretty much that's it. Everything else should be included in a price, and even with those should have the same price with the color. You should have like 10, 12 different colors from exterior, 5, 6 for the interior, 5, 6 type of wheels, and I think pretty much that's it. And you need to have standards, heating seats, also no subscription stuff like they do in right now. I think they're doing with the charging or stuff like that, or the internet connection or mapping or whatever they're trying to sell us. Now everything should be standard. You have one model, you only change the colors, and if you have, let's say, some fake leather on textile or cloth interior, that also should be included there. You just have to choose them. You don't have to pay extra for anything. You pay, like I say, $25,000 for a car. The only difference is going to be the interior colors and the interior, let's say, like I say, you want to leather or not, the exterior color and the wheel. That's it. And I think if you standardize the process that much, it has to go down with the price. There's no way it's gonna stay at the same rate. And if you can make all of that, like I said, with 100 kilowatts water battery, and I don't know how much the long range model. The claim range is gonna be around 390 miles and 629 kilometers. If you can increase that with a 100 kilowatts hour battery, let's say you can go for I think the Chinese have some nice numbers, but if you can go, let's say, for 1,000 kilometers or 600 miles on one single charge with a 100 kilowatts electric battery, hour battery, that I think is plenty enough to actually justify not buying an internal combustion engine car with a 0 to 100 and a 3.8. We have some rapid charges on the board that I can charge the car from, let's say, from 0 to 100, for 5% to 100% with a really fast charging in 15 minutes. Again, that will be no problem. And if you leave home, you can charge that from, like I say, from 5-10% to 100% in 6-8 hours at the most. Again, no problem for that. And like I said, the only thing I want to see it is just dropping the weight, increase the battery. The power should be managed in a way that they can do that 3.8 seconds, 0 to 100, 0 to 60. The dimension of the car are pretty much great, except the width, including the mirrors. I think that's a bit too much. You can go down a bit with that because the width of the car is not that much wider. The wheelbase, you could go down a bit if you want to have a more sports car. That's, again, in my opinion. That medium turning circle, I think I would like to see something under 10 meters, because the electric car, you can pretty much use it a lot of in the cities, and you have that small turning circle, you're gonna feel much better inside the cities. And also I want to see the maximum speed. I'm not that thrilled about that, but if you can make a maximum speed at, let's say, 250 kilometers an hour, that's pretty much 155 miles per hour. I think that even if you limit it like a German did, it's pretty much enough for every road in this world, including the autobahn of the Germany. Another thing that I would like to see would be like the front suspension should be a double A, because and a rear suspension and multi-link. I know it's gonna increase the price, but again, if one of those the car is gonna feel much faster. And another thing that I would like to see from all the cars, front tires be identical with the rear tires. In this way you can switch them between and rotate them without having some weird spots on the tire. So you can actually replace just one tire, which you can do. You have to replace them, all of them, if something goes in very bad with one of those, except a flat tire. Flat tire can be fixed. Now with the wheel size, I think those increase or decrease the range of the vehicle. I think you should stop with the 19 inches. Make it, like I said, one wheel standard. Just the design changes. The standard is going to be the same. And also when you choose the tire size, the manufacturing point, you should choose a tire that is pretty much easy, not easy, it was a mass manufacturing tire size, so you can have easy access to them, find them, and the cheapest price possible. Because electric cars, they go to tires, I think, much faster than the internal combustion one, because most of them, they have a lot of torque and much weight. That's why decreasing the weight is gonna increase the range, the performance, the life of the tires, and also it's gonna feel much sporty of the car. Now I would like to see, I think this one is not a hatchback, it's pretty much a weird sedan, the opening. I would like to see from the Tesla with Model 3, if they can, a station wagon. I would like to see that, or at least a hatchback at the Model S. But like I say, the Model S, don't see the point, and Model S and Model X should be cancelled. The Model Y should be continue with the Model 3. Model Y should remain on that SUV style again, with the dimension of the Model Y. I think it's pretty much okay. It's like pretty much like the width of the car is a bit bigger, and with mirrors also a bit bigger, but should be remain in the dimension of the Model 3, because I think that's kind of a sweet spot. But with the Model 3, I think they should make in two versions, the station wagon one and the hatchback one. The Model 3 right now, it looks great, but I would like to see a station wagon from the Tesla, because I think that's going to be especially a much bigger hit in Europe. The Volkswagen Passat now, they just came in the station wagon in Europe, and for the good reason. And I think Tesla should try that too. The SUV model, okay, is fine for the American side, even for European one. The European like to drive SUVs, but the station wagon is going to be a much better hit here. And the Cybertruck, yeah, the Cybertruck is unique in its own way. It's not much you can say about them. You can cancel one of those cars. It's insane. It's because it's pretty. I don't think, like I said, the people who used to buy trucks for the construction are not gonna buy one because it's expensive anyway. But it's not gonna cancel the model because of that. It's unique in its style. I like it. But again, I would like to see just one type of engine with one type of battery. I don't see the point having two. If you have something that is great and worth buying, worth engineering, you should make the best of the best, and that's it. Don't offering in two versions. Try to offer the cheapest price possible, and like I said, for the Cyber Beast, everybody will like that. Don't make two versions so you can feel it like you missed on something else. So yeah, the Cybertruck is fine. The dimension is outrageous for the European market. From the US perspective, yeah, probably it's fine there, but here in Europe, there's no way we can drive one of those on the road, especially in the cities, and feel like you're not gonna hit every single one of the car that's on the side of you. The Cybertruck, it's a different story, but like I said, the Model 3 and the Model Y should continue. My Model S and Model X should be cancelled, and everything, like I say, for the Model Y, they redesign it. I'm not that a big a fan of the design, but the Model 3, they look great with the other one looks also nice. The Model 3 new one looks okay with the design, but if they make a station wagon, that would be actually much more interesting to watch. And like I say, I talk about the handles. I hate it. They should go back to the real go back. I think they have a real normal handles. They should go for the normal handles, because I think there is no point having those. So yeah, that was the video, and check my other videos, especially about cars. And if you are interested in tech, I have some videos about phones. If you are interested in population growth or degrowth, I have that on the channel, and we'll see what I'm gonna have, what I'm gonna choose to have new in the future. Check my other content.